Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hobby Lodge. Man, I'm tired. So today was Salute 2021, a convention at the Excel in London for mini wargaming enthusiasts, miniature hobby painting, all the sorts of stuff that we do here in the Hobby Lodge. So me and my son James went there today, and it was really nice to be back at a convention. So I thought I would talk about the convention a little bit and also show you what I got from it. But it's going to be quite chilled because I definitely am feeling very tired. My feet are aching. We got in the convention at opening, so that was 10 a.m. Queue wasn't very long to get in at all once it started moving. So I think within 5-10 minutes we were through the queue, and yeah, we left at 5 o'clock. So when it actually closed, so we were there for the entire day, walking around, looking at all of the things that are there, playing some games, grabbing a bit of lunch, but most importantly, bumping into and catching up with old friends and even some new friends that we've made either on the channel or over at on tabletop.com. I keep calling it Beast of War, but it's now on tabletop.com. Meeting some of the community there and just saying hello. So it was really, really, really nice. And to everyone I did meet today, um, cracking to catch up finally and see each other. For over 2 years ago, that was the last time we kind of saw some people, and some people I was putting the face to the name for the first time, because often we know each other via our internet handles rather than actually our real names and our real faces. So to everyone I met, thank you. It was great meeting you. Yeah, hopefully it's not 2 years again before we can do it all again. The convention itself, I thought, was brilliant. Salute is much more focused on the vendors for sure, but it's a great time to see them rather than just visiting websites and looking at products on a page. You're actually, seeing them in real life, and that, they often put on displays and they're often painted. And even when you sort of walk away from the store that may be selling something, then often you'll find the game is actually being played as a demo game for people to get involved, so you can kind of walk away and do that. And we did that on a number of the games. One that we actually did purchase and sort of went quite heavy onto. What else? Really, as an event in current times, well organized. I thought, very spacious. There wasn't too many crowding people. Um, you felt safe for sure. They checked everything on the way in. Yeah, no complaints there whatsoever. For me, the XL was not too far away. It's like a 30-minute drive for me. I know some people did travel big distances to get there, but yeah, no complaints whatsoever. Easy parking, all the rest of it. So for an event in London, I think it's a really easy place to go to, the XL. Sure. Yeah. I mean, anything stand out? I'm just trying to think. Obviously, it was great to spend some time with the crew over on tabletop.com, given recently just been working with them with the Wild West Exodus stuff that's on the table behind me, and I know there's going to be more Wild West Exodus content coming up in the future, so that's really cool. Obviously that them supporting that, so yeah, really looking forward to keeping that going, because me and James have really enjoyed playing that so far. But yeah, all in all, thumbs up. Of course it could have been bigger. Of course, there could have been more there. But I think, given it's the first one back, it was the right size and the right mood and vibe, and all of those things. So really happy, and I'm really glad we went. And I hope everyone else that went had a similar experience and enjoyed it. Right, let's jump into some stuff that I picked up. So you have to listen to me rabbit on. We'll start off with some simple stuff first. We went past KR cases. So these guys, the KR multi-case people, they do all sorts of cases for your miniatures to keep them nice and safe. And they had these on special offer. So I'm a sucker for a special offer. And these ones are just sort of infantry cases. There's like 2 trays in here. As you can see, there's the foam trays to put all your miniatures in. And these were £8 a case, so that is actually really cheap for this stuff. And these are great for storing like kill teams in, or they've got Terminator branding on it because it was an old game that people used to collect. But who cares what it says on the front? The slots inside are perfect for most 28mm miniatures. So you can keep once they're all painted. If they're not going to go on display and you're going to have them in games, chuck them in one of these, and they will stay safe for a long time. So I picked up two of those because I am going to be having a bit of a change around in my glass cabinet. One thing I am going to do is my glass cabinet is going to move where you see these board games here, so that people can see that, and also I can see it. Because at the moment it's tucked in the corner here where you don't really see it. And then when I move it, I'm then going to rotate some of the stuff in the cabinet. So some of the older miniatures will come out and some of the newer stuff will go in. One of the other things I went and saw was the company called Artis Opus. Now, this isn't very. If I just show you what this is, you'll go, "Oh, great one, Martin! You bought a piece of wood. Well done." But actually, it's a bit more important than that. So, Artis Opus do some paintbrushes that I picked up on a Kickstarter a long time ago. They do some standard painting brushes, and they're really nice. And then they brought out these things, which are really nice dry brushes, but they have a technique where it's almost dry brushing with a slightly damp brush, and it gives a whole new effect rather than the chalkiness that you'd get from dry brushing. And I've owned the brushes for a while. I've used them like I would use a traditional dry brush, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go there and have a little bit of a lesson. So I went there and I learned how to use these correctly. So using the back end for a drop of water, using obviously the brush to build up a kind of layer and buffering, and working your way out from the center. And one of the things they show to use is a really porous board, and they obviously sell these. So this is where you would work your paint off on the board until there was almost no paint left on your, almost zero paint on your brush. But this board does a really good job at sort of sucking the paint from the board sucking the paint from the brush head. So you know, given that they gave me that lesson, I picked up the board. I could have always used some other type of board, or even paper towels do kind of work, but they, because of the technique they're showing you, it just made sense to have the board. So I picked up the board so that I can use my brushes better. So that's always nice because you're learning something whilst you're doing it. One of the things came free in the bag was a miniature. You always get one every year. Salute always has a miniature they give away. So this comes in your sort of like your swag bag when you sort of arrive. Went into focus then lost it. So let's see if I can get, here we go. So it's like a small boy playing with a paper, playing with a model plane. You can see that's Battle of Britain 1940. So I tend to collect these, paint them up, they go up on a shelf to show that every year I've been to Salute. What else? We got some grass tufts. So I love picking up bits that I wouldn't normally see, and I saw these. So from Game of Grass, these are grass tufts to go on your miniatures, and the colours for me really stood out. So these like blue ones would be really cool for an alien planet. And then even mixing in some of these kind of neon ones, and obviously the neons stood out to me, as you can tell from the colours in the room. I'm a big fan of the blues and the pinks and the purples of that kind of neon retro feel, so those ones jumped out at me straight away. So yeah, those will be appearing on some miniatures very soon. We then went to All Rolled Up. All Rolled Up do dice trays and Dungeons and Dragons kind of handy little kits for you to keep your dice and notepads and pens and pencils and all that shenanigans in. And they were doing these things, which are called tidy trays, I think they're called. And what you do, again, all their stuff starts out flat, so you end up like a piece of basically like a mouse mat, some poppers in it, and then you pop it together. So I should do it quickly now. You just pop all four corners, and you end up with this. So now you've got like this little I wanted to say like a token boat, but it's basically like a little tray for you to put tokens, and you can even put cards in there. You can put all sorts of, when you're playing your board games, often board games come with a million and one little things you need to keep a track of, or even hand out to people, or all the tokens and stuff. So they have these for doing that. So when it keeps your game a lot more tidy, and they even clip together. So once you've kind of got them all clipped up, I'll keep showing you this. So there you go. I now have two together. So I might have my wound tokens in one, maybe my dice in the other one, or wound tokens, stun tokens, and so on and so forth. So they were doing a thing where you could get 7 of these little things for quite cheap. And you can chain them all together if you wanted to, like I've done there. to make it into one, or keep them as individuals and pass them around your table. So given that we play a lot of board games and war games and stuff, I thought they might be quite handy for, you know, keeping the table looking still quite neat. Right, really, I'm now into the main thing. So the main thing we picked up, and it's because every single person in the hobby community has been going on and on about this project, and that is the Moonstone board game, not war game. So here it is, Moonstone, the 2-player starter set. So we picked this up, and then we picked that up, and then we picked up some more. So yeah, I'll quickly just open this up because I can just show you that the we actually got to speak to the owner of the game, and Tim, who very nice. So sorry, is it Tom? I can't remember if it's Tim or Tom, but I I have his contact on my phone now, so I need to look at it. But there we go. He very nicely, obviously, wrote on the book to sign it. James got to have a chat with him. We also got a demo of the game, and it was really cool. It's like it's got a real feel of like Jim Henson World, Labyrinth, that sort of thing. The game plays with really whimsical characters in a really nice fantasy setting. It's a bit weird, it's a bit creepy, but at the same time, it's fun and interesting. The game itself is a play whatever you want. You know, you're searching for this stuff called Moonstone. The person who finds the most of it, that's like the preciousness that you need to get off the board with your characters. There's a little bit of bluffing in there with your opponent. It plays from 1 to 4 players, which is not often the case with things like war games. Normally it's you versus someone else, but we can play this with 3 players, which we definitely will be doing in this family. And the miniatures are just amazing. So if I can show you some, I'll show you some of the backs, some of the boxes as I get them out. But there you go. Look, there's some of the. Hopefully that goes into focus. But you can see, yeah, it's some great whimsical characters, and we played the starter game, and it was great fun. And the box is really nice, right? So one thing I quite liked when it came with what came in the box was not only the miniatures, but even giving you things like measuring gauges and stuff that have been you know, etched with the logo on. There's loads of little bits in here that I was just like, that's really cool. You know, everything you want is in the game, and I was really impressed with it. And we played it, and it was fantastic. So then, you know, naturally you kind of say to yourself, right, well, we've got the starter box. Where do we go from there? You know, we had the Commonwealth, which is like the human faction, and then there is the Dominion, which is more like your little monsters, goblins, and that sort of stuff. And then there was one which I'm never going to remember the name of. I think it's something like this Leschek. Please tell me what it is. I know the person who knows what it is, and he'll tell me in a great way. But I can't remember what it was called. But we didn't have anything for that faction, so we picked up some bits and pieces. So this is what we got for that faction. We got this character here called Lubard. There we go. He looks awesome. Lubard. Basically, any game is 12 characters. So if you're playing 2 players, it's 6 characters each. If you're playing 3 players, it's 4 characters each. So you basically split it up, and once you've reached that roster of 12, you may never need another miniature if you didn't want to, or you can just keep adding to it. But you're only ever going to have 12 in the game at any one time. This little box is called The End Is Nigh. We then picked up this thing, which is amazing, which is a Goblin airship. Well, this will all be on the channel, right? So this is gonna be my next big project I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna be doing painting videos on these guys and unboxing and building videos. But look, it's a bloated frog, people. Come on, the bloated frog carrying goblins. What more can I say? A gnomish airship. So we've got the goblin one. We couldn't leave the Commonwealth without theirs. So they get this, the gnomish airship. Trying to get that to focus. It's trying to focus on my face rather than the box. There we go. There we go. Gnomish airship. And then last and probably weirdest is the jackalope. And like I said, equal parts creepy and weird, fun and whimsical is going on here. Unpainted, it looks horrifying. It definitely needs paint on it. To those eyes for me just look like, yeah, please paint those soon, because this is looking freaky. But yeah, so we definitely went big on Moonstone with the core box and then 5 expansion boxes. But from what we saw of it and played it, and just how interesting the miniatures will be just to paint as a hobby, let alone actually play the game, we were really happy. And obviously it was really nice to get a signed copy of the game. So yeah, expect to see a whole ton of content coming up around Moonstone on YouTube and on Twitch. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So like I say, twitch.tv/the Hobby Lodge for all the live streaming and painting and the board gaming, that on there live, and then obviously the YouTube channel for the stuff I upload. So like this video, some of the retro gaming stuff, the tabletop stuff that we do over on Twitch back onto YouTube. So yeah, hopefully if you made it to Salute, I hope you enjoyed it. Give us some comments below, or link your own videos to your own Salute hauls on your experience. Otherwise, leave some comments about what you got up to. And if you like this video, give us a like, give us a subscribe on YouTube, or come over to twitch.tv/the Hobby Lodge and give us a follow there. Yeah, so that was it. That was our Salute 2021 experience. We loved it. It was great fun, and we can't wait to go back again. And hopefully it means good signs for UK Games Expo next year as well, and even Salute 2022, which I think will be midway through the year. Brilliant. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you soon. All right, I'm going to go and have a lay down. Bye.